My workload that day looked like the usual bunch of Dopplers. People going on short doppling vacations looking for a new thrill. Having their personalities inserted into wild animals so they could experience the world through different eyes. I'd just gotten to Fingal's data file when Jamila came on shift.
Okay, kid, my turn. Unless you want to work my shift.
Just one sec.
Mandatory rehab. Unauthorized interface with locked cinema file.
So he'd been scrolling up cinemas. That was a word you only heard whispers about. That time, I didn't even know what one was. How do you suppose he managed to scroll up cinemas?
Forget it. That's why he's doing rehab in the starving, worn-out baboon, and we're in here getting fat on flavovibes.
Good morning, Doppler Fingal. The light shower you will receive will sanitize you so that we can protect the Nirvana Village wildlife. This is an identicube. The first step in doppling is to transfer your total identity to the cube. Once the
I learned about identicubes when I was 6, stupid.
Remains in your brain. The identicube is then implanted into
Wait a
your
minute.
host animal so that you can experience and remember every minute of your priceless doppling adventure.
47 credits, every unit I have.
Good morning, Mr. Fingal. You are about to begin doppling. My name is Apollonia James. I am the Computech who will be monitoring your doppel.
Okay, fine with me.
We have to keep to our schedule, Mr. Fingal. Now, please sit down. You'll find a fresh glass of cold Reconst next to your chair. We want you to understand about your DP.
You know it's ridiculous them sending me here for a rehab. All I did was spend some time looking at cinemas. Did you ever see one?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing. They're really something.
If you've finished your Reconst, we'd better get on with my explanation. Since you are a first-time Doppler, we'll be installing a DP, that's a Doppel plug, in your brain.
What?
The DP is a permanent installation, so making your identicube in the future will just be a matter of a few moments. It causes no pain and is easily covered by any normal hair growth.
Wait a minute. I changed my mind. Some other time.
Sit down, Mr. Fingal. Nothing to worry about. Trust me. Just relax. Take a deep breath. You might be interested to know that doppling comes from the German Doppelganger, meaning double or twin. Have a good safari, Mr. Fingal.
Sorry about that, fella.
Welcome, fifth level students of School 592.
Have you
Your
seen
tour
Marco?
has now reached the Doppling transit
Marco?
zone. You are requested to respect the privacy of all Dopplers.
Marco!
Oh, what's this?
A routing tag. Each color has a different destination. Green for the slumber room, yellow for organ transplant, and so on.
And blue, like this?
Well, that's rather unusual. We can talk about it later.
Is it sexy?
We'll talk about it later. Now come along. The class is waiting in the Doppling room. Remember not to touch anything.
No! Oh.
Desiree, you could have got mustard all over his brain.
Brains don't have feelings. You told us that.
I also told you to wipe your hands clean after eating.
I wasn't eating. I was snacking.
It's the same thing.
Isn't eating is when you sit down.
All right, wipe your hands after eating and snacking.
No! turns into a toad. Dummy, only a retard would want to be a medico. Nice talk.
All right, class. What is the medico doing?
Making an identity.
That's right. Making a copy of his whole identity. And what is it called?
A copy.
Computech James, you may access the Fingal personal data file. His mother was Emmeline Osmondo Fingal, deceased. Aram Fingal was educated at Bosnia-Wash Central, graduated 997th in his class.
Okay, when I unplug the Identicube, you'll have a blank till it's inserted into the host, okay? Bye-bye, Fingal.
Preparations for Fingal Doppel are complete. 48-hour Doppel begun.
Hey! I'm doubled! At least I'm not an anteater. Not much to look at. It's gonna be pretty boring just sitting on this rock all day. Hey, wait a minute, hold it. I got here first. This is my rock. That's sex discrimination.
How's Daisy doing?
Holding her own. She just might make it all the way through this doppel.
This is costing me every credit I have. Hey, that looks more exciting. Looks like fun. I wonder if I could do that. Can't get the hang of it. It's harder than I thought.
Bingo. 7 hours of doppling time elapsed, program proceeding normally.
Delicious. Ouch. What happened to him? He looks drunk to me.
Lexicorp, 1E5. There's the possibility of some minor damage to some of the Dopplers. Nothing serious, but it's that time of year again. The Maruba fruit's ripe. Some of the Dopplers are getting drunk. Remember last year?
Very, very, very refreshing. Just like a nice cold martini. Oh, I feel awful.
Daisy still managing?
Sort of. She found the Maruba trees.
Daisy, don't move. I'll be sick. I feel better up here. Fresh air. Hey, wait a minute. What's that elephant do? Oh, hold it, wait a minute. Hey, I'm not a baboon. I'm a human being. Get me out. I want right now, out. Override priority.
Emergency disengage. Site Fingal, site Kenya Park, sector J21, code red.
Emergency disengage.
Tubi here. Sleep room. Input your data.
We need a subject ahead of schedule. Name's Aram Fingal.
Okay, can you spell that for me, please?
Fingal.
What's going on?
What a mess. Look.
Code red, you know what that means? We'll be here all night filling in CompuStats.
You don't have to suffer through it. I was on duty. I'll handle it.
No way, we'll both suffer.
Slavin here. They've brought Daisy in. She's in the doppling room, and the medico's ready.
Damn, why couldn't Slavin have been off duty?
We're waiting. Where's Fingal's body?
I called 2B and must be on its way.
Must be some snafu, Apollonia. We never had known any Aram Fingal.
It must be there. They brought him up yesterday. Economy compulsory rehab. Look again, 2B.
I'm notifying Slavin now.
Lexicor, 1E5. I have to speak to Walenda Irving. Urgent. Yes. I have some interesting news for you, Mr. Irving.
Unauthorized intercorp communication intercept. Seal all doppling rooms. Implement emergency disengage protocols. Seal all doppling rooms. Seal all doppling rooms. Seal all
Bikini
doppling
Park
rooms.
sector map. Mark all primary search areas in red.
We checked and rechecked, and there's no Fingal anywhere on this floor.
I just don't understand it.
If you don't trust me, why don't you come up here and look through the Dopplers yourself?
Of course I trust you, 2B. Just do me a favor and go through your input file one more time.
I never did this for anyone before, but... Okay, Apollonia.
Slavin here. If news media penetrate your sector, answer no questions.
Is it true you've lost a Doppler, Mr. Gondel?
No comment. Transcorp Newswatch, what kind of animal was Fingal Doppler?
Does Fingal have any history of psycho
What's your estimate on the credits this will cost,
Does
Mr.
Fingal's relatives being
We're
informed?
going to close Eagle Park.
What about Nevada?
Did you hear what I said? Did you? I said we have no comment at this time. Now, when we feel it's appropriate, we'll have a news conference. Excuse me, I have business to attend to.
What
How many
impact do you think this having on Nevada Village suffer?
Transcorp Newswatch, what kind of animal was Fingal Doppler?
Does Fingal have any history of psycho
What's your estimate on the credits?
Lexicorp World News just issued a bulletin. Novacorp stock is plummeting.
It dropped 20 points in the last 2 minutes. What are you going to do?
Identicube. Found him?
We will.
Yes.
He has to be somewhere.
Somewhere isn't good enough. Are you aware of how much I've lost in the last 15 minutes?
Projection. Mrs. Flavia Drancy's losses.
Project Drancy losses critical. Drancy will be dropped from Fortune 400 Blue
Corp's losses.
Novacorp losses severe. Ford would suffer mandatory
268 mega credits.
Terminate projections.
A megacorp like ours can't fall apart because we lost one little Doppler.
He'll turn up eventually. We could do an inventory.
We only have 8 hours left.
Explain.
Fingal bought an Econocube.
They're made out of low-quality synfab. It only holds the subject's identity for 48 hours.
What happens at the end of 48 hours?
The subject's identity disappears. All of it. He might as well be dead.
So we have only 8 hours to find him.
Waste of credits. Terminate him now. Send the family an appropriate singing compulex and telex, a bouquet of orchids, and some native handicrafts.
No! Excuse me, but you can't do that. If you just terminate Fingal, what does that say about us? We're in the business of selling dreams. And if we don't make good on our sale to Fingal, who'll trust our doppling system again?
Doppling is only one subsidiary.
And if they don't trust our doppling, they won't trust our computers, our programs, or all of Novacorp.
Bottom line on search termination.
If the Fingal search is terminated, board names will be put on welfare lists. Novacorp will be bankrupt.
All right. Make a full search of the premises. Find the damn body and reconnect the man. Do what you have to do. Just don't bother me with the details. Any additional business?
How could you do that? It was my first chance to meet the chairman. And if that wasn't bad enough, you make me look like a fool by losing Fingal.
I didn't
You
lose
have to
him.
cause a public display and try to take over the whole meeting.
Slavin, I was just trying to explain our options.
Options? You think he doesn't know our options? He's the man who runs HX 368. He can